Okay. Tainted Grail Conquest. I thought I was playing Neo 2 yesterday. I was like, I think it's called Tainted Holy Grail or something. No, Tainted Grail Conquest. I got it right at the end anyway. What? So this game came out on May 27th, I think. Let me double check the date on that. So this game released on May 27th. So, what the heck is today? Not even, hasn't even been, what, 3 months? Almost, it's almost been 3 months. And I had no clue. This game was out. It's like, this game was under the radar hard. But if you look at the Steam page and you look at the reviews, you look at the positive reviews, all the positive reviews are pretty much like, this is great. This is like Slay the Spire meets Darkest Dungeon in the best way possible. Really? Okay. I think I kind of remember seeing this game when it first came out on the new list, and I kind of looked at it for 5 seconds. I was like, whatever. But it was on sale. I looked at the sale list, I saw it, and then I looked at the reviews, and that's what kind of made me go, really? Maybe I will take a look. And normally it's only 20 bucks. It's on sale for 16. That sale is good for 4 more days. So, August 26th. So that's when the sale ends. And even then, it's 20 bucks normally. So it's not even expensive, even when it's not on sale. So I already started a new run. There's no way for me to like re-show the intro. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll explain things. Don't worry. I'll get you there. The game is mostly, you play this game for the mechanics. You know, the atmosphere is really good. Don't get me wrong, but it really shines with its mechanics. So it's a deck building roguelike game. Well, I'm not even in town. I'm out in the wild right now. So town's back that way. So when you go out into the wild, the game starts you out with, okay, you're a group of people that went off to this land. You noticed there was monsters. There was a statue in this one area. You gathered around the statue because it seemed to keep the monsters at bay. Great. Eventually, that stopped working, and you were overtaken by what's called the weirdness. Now, the weirdness, I don't know if you can see that blurring effect. That's the weirdness. That's what they refer to that as. It's like a fog-like thing that just overtakes everything. You have weird candles to like keep them at bay, and these little monuments right here also keep them at bay. The point is, though, you were overtaken by that. Everybody disappeared, including yourself. You kind of died, but not really, kind of thing. And then a goat starts talking to you. I mean, just whatever. A goat starts talking to you and says, yeah, you're not really here, but you're not really gone either. It's hard to explain. Don't worry. You'll get it later. So, after that, the goat explains, okay, your job is to go out there, destroy the 4 guardians. After that, I'll explain more. So, and even then, the goat makes very specific mention to say, listen, that's for this specific timeline to try. So the roguelike element is you're constantly trying over and over in different timelines or something like that. You're probably constantly failing different instances of timelines or something. That's where the roguelike comes in. So, the actual game, though, is you can see how this entity right here is shrouded. Let me boost up my candle. Now I can see it clearly because of my candle. Now, this is going to be a fight. I think, is that the Guardian? Treasure Guardian. That's probably a more difficult fight. That, I think, is the main goal fight? I don't know. What is this? Ruined home?
You noticed the ruins of a home that was burned down.
A lot of things are voice acted, too.
Whether it was destroyed during the war, set alight out of spite, or simply burned down due to an unfortunate accident.
So you have choices, too. There's a bunch of different scenarios you can run into. They'll tell you something's going on. What do you want to do? Okay, look for valuables. Why not? Look at the hole in the wall, the floor, or the door in front of you. The door in front of me?
You find nothing, and the house changes again.
It's a shape-shifting house. Okay. The other thing, too, again, roguelike, everything, the maps always change, too. So that's, you know, the replayability, that's where that comes in. You find nothing, I guess I'll look first.
You find nothing, and the house changes again.
Am I gonna be stuck in this house? Because I don't see, like, an exit now. Door to my right.
You find nothing, and the house changes again.
I guess, I don't know, I'm sketchy about the hole in the floor here. Am I gonna fall into a pit? Even the wall. I don't know. Let me try the wall first. A Berserker Potion. Target gains 100% damage and loses 50 armor. Okay, there we go. Nothing bad happened. Great. So, you don't start combat unless you actually walk into their circle, which you can kind of skirt around, as you can see. They're not going to always block you. A lot of times you have the choice to just ignore encounters, which your health, your weird candles, like I'm already out of candles. Yeah, so that's a problem. So maybe I want to skip right along to this area. Sometimes, I was gonna say, sometimes you can sneak up and get close enough to the NPC and not have to actually start the encounter. Not always the case. That's fine though. So this part is like both the best aspect and kind of like the weakest aspect too. The card, you get cards based on the class you pick, which there's tons of classes from what I saw, but I was stuck with the first one because it's my first run. And then after that, it's going to start opening up a bunch of classes, and that's really cool with the flexibility and the choices you have. You know, the strategy, you get energy to play cards. The energy cost is on the top left of the card. If you have passives, they show up here. I've leveled a bunch. I got a bunch of passives, like on the first turn of combat, draw 2 cards and reduce their cost by 1. This is really loud. Yeah. There we go. So you know, so you can build up passives as you level, and obviously you try to combine passives that really synergize. Like I got draw 2 additional cards, their cost reduced by 1. The first attack type card played in each turn costs 0. And then at the start of every turn, gain 25% damage for the next hit. So I have a really strong chance of drawing a strong attack card. It's going to probably cost 0, and it gets +2 attack. And yeah. And by the way, this is very specific. It says on your next hit. So I can play cards like this that are non-attack cards, and it's not going to trigger this. I still have that bonus for my attack. So I can prepare cards too. And this is also specific. First attack type card. Again, stance, attack. I play this. It still doesn't negate the fact that my next attack type card is going to be 0. Again, awesome. So this card, my next hit is going to do 100% plus damage. Great. I can duplicate the next card play. This is going to be insane. This is a great first turn example of things. Deal 1 hit. No. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do double pain. So now, you just saw, my next attack has 100% plus damage. And then it has plus 25 because of that passive there. So that's 125% damage bonus already. The first attack type I play is going to be 0. So this card normally costs 3. As you can see, your maximum, or my maximum right now is 3. So this card usually takes up my entire turn. It now currently costs 0, thanks to my passives. If you look at, this is like a, where's the, I don't have a normal attack card. But normally my cards say, hey, this costs 1. Deal 3 hits for like 9 to 13 damage. And even that's like based on the buffs. Like the buffs will update the cards. So that's with the buffs, the 9 to 13. 9 to 13 is like decent, like, okay, you're doing 3 hits, blah, blah, blah. This card says 99 to 148. Really, really strong card. And it cleaves. The cleave, by the way, which it shows you as you highlight over the card, will deal 20% of damage to all other enemies. So whoever's not your main target, they still take a fifth of the damage. Absolutely insane. So I have two choices now. I can use this card to guarantee kill this enemy, or I can do massive damage to this enemy and get this really close to killing that one. So they also, by the way, have enemy types that have different effects. Like, for example, this creature will come back as another different enemy. Okay, so maybe I want to make sure I kill that last. Each hit received by this enemy will make it deal one more hit in its next attack. So multi-attacks actually hurt you because that makes this enemy stronger. You can tell what they're going to do because it shows up here. Hey, the enemy intends to do this. The enemy intends to do this. You know exactly what the enemy's going to do, so you can plan accordingly. Other mechanics like block will block one instance of damage completely. So that's the basics. You have attacks, you have blocks, and you have other stuff that'll basically tell you exactly what it's going to do. Now, this is the strongest aspect of the game, so let me show. I think I'm going to go after the Soul Blade here. You click. If there's multiple targets, it asks you which one you want to select. There we go. Now, that's the weakest aspect right there. The attacks don't look fantastic. That's the biggest thing about this game. It's just a generic swing. The effects go through. Great. The game, you're playing this mostly for the atmosphere and the deck building mechanics. This is the part, the strategy, all that is really good. Maybe they update the fighting mechanics later down the road. I don't know. This is already past full release. But they already did update. Like now it's 1.1. Maybe they update this later. I don't know. But my character attacked. They attacked. I think I took some damage. So this enemy's almost dead. So now what's going on? This enemy has -6 armor. This enemy has 44 armor. Armor, you can look at it as the percentage of damage you're going to block. So if it's negative, that means they're going to be taking 6% extra damage from your attacks. This enemy has 44. They're going to take 44% less damage from my attacks. I have 25. I take 25% less damage from their attacks. Not too hard to understand. Now, as you can see, the passives that were active, they went away. They're not active anymore. Now, I do have a passive that says, whenever I hit, I reduce their armor by 3. So that's where multiple attacks really shine. And I'm constantly reducing their armor. Now, I do have a health potion, and that doesn't take up an action. The only thing that takes up actions are cards. And what I mean by that is the energy cost. You have so much energy, but you can activate items, you can activate your special, and you can activate any cards as long as you have the energy. But everything else, like items and your ultimate, does not cost energy. My ultimate is like a build-up. You build it up with hits, and it charges. The more it charges, the more damage it does. Right now it has 4 charges. It deals basically no damage. If I get it up to like 15 to 20 charges, it'll start ramping up. So, let me continue now with my turn. So this card is something that appears randomly. It's like the weirdness comes in and gives you a card. And if you play it, it does one thing. If you don't play it, it does another thing. Now, if you don't play it, that doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. It might be another positive that you actually want to activate, so you decide not to play it. Now, the other random aspect to this card is that this is based on your weirdness candle. So if your weirdness candle is very low, this might be more negative. I don't know. So if it's higher, which I think mine was burning pretty bright, it might be more positive like this. So I think I can knock out this enemy with this card. That was actually perfect. So, by the way, it even tells you your base damage is 8 to 12. You might be asking, like, why is that then? Good question. It says 50%. I don't know. I'm missing something. I must be having some kind of damage negation thing. Maybe that was from off the card I just played, the weirdness card. So, they intend to hit me once. I have 1 block here. So now I'm essentially immune to their damage this turn. I can still play cards that cost 0, obviously. So this card's nice. Gain 1 energy, offer 25%. That's not going to do much because this costs 2. But I can discard my hand and draw 5. So let me do this. Multiple attacks. By the way, my passive also is based on my class. My class passive is Hunter Marks. Every hit I deal leaves a Hunter Mark. 4 Hunter Marks, they become vulnerable. Doubles the damage they receive for that turn as they're vulnerable. I can keep building up marks. If they get 2 vulnerables, that'll last for until the next turn and the next turn. So now they're extra vulnerable. And that means I could play this. Instead of 12 to 18, they're going to take 24 to 36. So this is building up nicely. I am going to play that. And I'm going to refresh my hand. Because now I have an energy to play. Oh look, another multi-attack. To reduce their armor more. And to just get more hits in. Now they have double vulnerable. That means they're going to be vulnerable this turn and next turn. So I'm pretty sure... Well, they do have some armor. Let's see if this kills. Close. Alright. That's all I can do besides maybe drink a potion, but... End my turn. I blocked their 1 instance of damage. And my passive hit did some damage. Now, that killed the creature. But, as the ability said, it came back as something else. I thought that would be the end of the battle. Oh well. I don't know everything. I'm still new to this game. So this intends to do 2 attacks. So if I have 2 blocks, I can completely negate the damage. So I'll go ahead and do that. And my next hit, it doesn't have to be this turn, will do 100% damage. So I'll kind of like build up my hits. Or the damage for my next hit. Oh, the end of turn hit actually went it through. Right, never mind. That kind of negates it. Still learning. It's fine. But this game reminds me a lot, because I played Slay the Spire, and I didn't completely beat Slay the Spire. I did like do 1 run through of all the stuff, but I didn't do like the end game stuff or something. I really like that game. Darkest Dungeon, I like the aspect of that game. I played it a little bit, just didn't have time. This is a nice like combination of the two. It's really good, I think. And it's like the comments said, I really do feel like it's one of those games that people are sleeping on. I think it's worth your time to look at this. So far from what I've seen. That could change my mind the more I get into it, but the more I look at what's offered and what's possible, I think it's only going to get better as I keep playing. So... Oh, I have the refresh my hand card. I can gain an energy. So... My next hit does a lot of damage. I'll offer... I think I'll go ahead and gain 1 energy. I'll refresh my hand. Duplicate the next card played. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So rapid attacks is going to cost 2, but it deals 6 for 3 to 5. And every one of these hits also reduces their armor. On top of the fact that every time I hit, it also reduces. So it's a massive reduction in their armor. You see, it just destroyed. I think it even destroyed them. So now this is the last instance of this character. Apparently, this enemy was brought back to life for the last time. There's no attack here, so they're not going to attack me, it seems like. Do I have enough to kill you? No, I'll let that charge up another turn. So they're going to do 3 attacks for a lot of damage. Okay. Oh, I got my Skullcracker back. Well, I think I'll just do that then. So should I do that or should I do that? Well, how should I finish them? We've already seen the ultimate. Let's just finish them with the Skullcracker. Again, the combat doesn't look impressive. It's the strategy and the cards aspect and all that stuff. That's the impressive part. So if you can look past that, again, the game, obviously very indie, but it's also priced accordingly. $20 at full release, and it's now currently on sale for the next 4 days or so at $4 off, so 16. It's 20% off, so it might be different based on region how much that exactly is, but did I level? I think I gain a new card every time I level, or it could be after every battle. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't mastered the game by any stretch of the imagination. So I got random attack, deal 1 hit for 100% stun a random enemy, and reduce enemy's armor by 50. So random can be, well, random. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you deal with one enemy, obviously, but I don't know. I kind of like having control as much as possible. Some cards, they're just good, and they're random. It's fine. Let's see. This turn, gain 50 armor and stun every enemy that hits you. That could be good. Double Edge, retaliate with 1 hit, dealing 20% damage received from the next hit. Okay. So if I get hit hard, they get hit hard. I don't know if that means if I were to block the damage, if they would take nothing. I don't know if it has to be exactly how much hit points damage you received, or if this is regardless if you block it or not. Like, whatever their attack was going to be, that's what they get hit by 200% of that damage. I don't know. It's not specifically explained. Receives the specified amount of damage it just dealt. Again, too ambiguous, too vague there. This one, I think I like the trap one. The double edge, I think I might have to experiment with, or maybe even look up. I really like the fact that I can gain 50 armor, which I already have 25 armor, so I can really reduce the damage I take. Take very, very little damage and stun every enemy that hits you. So that means they should be stunned. That'll negate their next turn worth of attacks, or buffs, or debuffs. So I think I want trap. Okay, so this game also features Runestones. You can slot 1 Runestone. I can have 1 Runestone right now. You can have a maximum of 3, because obviously it's showing 3. In your weapon and in your armor. They have different effects based on if it's in your weapon or armor. This one I currently have. Draw 2 cards, reduce their cost by 1 for the first turn of combat. So the opening turn, I get that nice advantage at the start. This one is every turn in the armor slot. Every turn, deal 1 hit for 5 damage. Now that combines very well with every time I hit, I deal armor damage. So, let's see. Each card play increase your damage 5% this turn. Increase armor by 10. So that's okay. I'll take it. Oh, this one I need to look at too. Heal for 1%. That one, if I can get, I think I'll hold on to that. So current effects, that's what I have equipped. So I think, yeah, I must have just leveled. Yeah, because that's why I picked the card. I thought that's what happened. Sometimes when you level, you also get to pick a passive. That didn't happen this time. Maybe that's every other level? I don't know. Masteries. Apparently you get mastery at level 10 and level 20. I do know I can look at my quest. So, the main quest, the Slayer quest, is what you get from the goat at the very beginning. The goat told you to be a person willing to talk to you in the village. The first guardian. There was an enormous creature in the first area, and I already went to the first area. Good news! The golem was slain. I did that. Awesome. The goat told you to report this to the man in your village. After that, a second path should open. At the end of it, another guardian. Surprise. This is the part where I actually haven't died yet. This is still my first run through. I'm doing okay. I came close a couple times. But I haven't gone through the actual death experience yet, which is going to be a main part of the game. So I'll see what that's like when I get there, because that'll happen eventually. So the second guardian is supposed to be somewhere in the second path. You realize now you need to be careful. If you die en route, it means you have to slay the first guardian again. So it tells you right there, if you die while trying to get to the second guardian, you're going all the way back to the beginning. Which, again, roguelike. So, I think that makes sense. You know, if you have to, if it's gonna be a roguelike, that's the roguelike part of it. Of course, there are bonuses you get. New items, 1 tallow. I think I get tallow for the weird candles burning. Marketplace. See, you can skirt the edge and talk to him a little bit.
By the side of the road. A man is desperately trying to arrange his wares on whichever surface of the cart is flat enough to hold them. As you approach him, he immediately announces,
My lord, I'm sorry. That's all I can give you this week.
"Who does he take you for?"
You got 100 gold coins. Oh, I'm sorry. Take my money. I think I'll be nice. I don't know who you think I am. I'm not that person.
The man looks confused, but who would argue with such a turn of events? He pockets the coins quickly.
Oh, I must have mistaken you for somebody else, kind sir.
He looks at you intently for
Yeah,
a
who
while.
is that?
But since you refused to take such a hefty sum, perhaps you'd be interested in helping me out. You see, I think I might have an idea on how to double, triple, or even quadruple my earnings. All I'd need is a tiny investment.
I don't know if I have enough. I only have 50, but what do you need?
I think I'd need around 5,000 coins to expand.
Before you have a chance to react, he waves his hand and continues.
Yeah, that's a few extra zeros more than I have.
No, don't worry. Doesn't have to be paid all at once. It can be an ongoing investment, but it's going to be worth it. I promise.
Currently invested. They count the 100 you gave back. Okay,
How much would you like to invest?
I'll invest. Oh, you have to at least invest 100 at a time. In that case, I just literally don't have enough to invest. The 100 I gave back was my investment this time. There we go. I don't know what'll happen. The game could easily say, whoops, went bad, you lost all your money. Or it could say, oh, it went well, here's tons of money back. I don't know. So, yeah. I'm running low on Weird Candle, so I'm going to skip that fight and go towards what I'm assuming is the second Guardian. Now, I don't know how this will go. I could very easily die, so let's find out. Intends the buff. Corrupted tree. You know what? You need to destroy these trees in order to hurt Daraheim, Winterbane. However, the trees will spawn new enemies after being killed. You need to destroy the trees to protect it. Okay. Pay attention to its intents and notice that it will become immune to stuns after losing even one of its trees. Really? Like forever? Okay, what can I do? So, the first attack type, I did get my Skull Cracker in my opening hand, so that's good. So, reduce all damage of all enemies by 50%, but it's only for this turn. Or next turn, reduce the cost of one random card by one. I think I'll just hold on to that. So, the next ability will do 100% damage. I can trap. I can double pain. I think this is gonna go well. So, immune to stun. Cannot be hurt. This is gonna be a fight. Okay. So we're gonna activate that. I'm gonna double pain. And I think I just go for it, right? Alright. Nice opener. I still have 2 energy. Let's see what we got here. I think I will trap. Oh, they're not going to attack me. So that's... there's no point in playing that. So, reduce enemy armor. I can still reduce their armor. I think I'll focus on one enemy at a time, though. So... there's no point in blocking. I can gain energy. I can stun and stop the buff. That way they can't buff. Okay. So now they intend on attacking twice for some damage. So that must have been the card that weird card reduced by 1. So the randomness unfortunately means if it hits the tree, it's not gonna do anything. I only have 1 block. So I think I just block and rapid attack? Or I can do... yeah, I can do rapid attack and small strikes. So I can only block 1 instance of damage. So yeah, immune to damage, but it did hurt their armor, so there is some point to it. So that's fully charged. We'll do 40 to 60. Based on charges collected. I'll wait until I can really increase it. So I took some damage because I only blocked 1 out of the 2. Alright, there's a buff again. I can stop the buff with a stun. And then overhead swing. Really digging into their armor. I think what I'll do, actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe I'll work on this tree, this section now. Hopefully it doesn't... hopefully killing one of these doesn't, like, full heal the other one. And then, if I can get these both down around the same time, it'll make this fight easier, hopefully. 1 attack is all you're doing, huh? Okay. All I need is 1 block then. Well, duplicating 1 attack isn't going to do much because I already have 2 in my hand. Duplicate the next card plate. If I duplicate this and use my special, though, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, maybe that's what I do. Yeah, ramp that up. And do a nice solid hit on this one. Okay! And then, why not? I got another weird card. If not played next turn, I'll gain 10% damage. Or I can just do 1 hit. Well, the 1 hit costs... if it was 0 energy, maybe. But I'll just gain 10% damage next turn. I got my Skullcracker back. So I think I just go ahead and do that. Okay, you're really low now. Oh, they buff themselves. That's their buff. They get more damage. That's a different kind of buff? I don't know. I still don't have a way to stun them, though. I could try to reload my hand and see if I can get a stun card. Yeah, maybe I do that. So, let me buff myself and reload my hand. Blocks won't do anything. I could try that. I'm afraid of getting this killed and not killing that in time, though. That's what I'm afraid of, because this is random. And that's really low. So... I think I just do that. I'm going to build the charges up for that. Blocking's not going to do anything this turn. I don't want to activate that, so I'm not even going to bother, so... Summon Dow Eyes, thankfully my end of turn effect took care of that real quick. One massive attack. It's an AoE. I don't have any partners, though. I'm assuming other classes will have partners. I can stun this turn. Try to keep them, again, close to each other. I don't think they're going to last much longer. So, that's 2 attacks. I only have 1 block. Well, no, I can activate it twice. I'll do that then. 2 blocks will protect me from all the damage this turn. I think I just do that. This is looking perfect, okay. Reduce damage of all enemies by 20% this turn. If not played, increase random card cost by 1. So this has a negative effect. Okay. So... They're not going to do any damage, but I don't know if I want that negative. I don't know if it'll matter, because it's only going to be... It's only going to be for 1 turn. It's not a huge negative effect. It's not... I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth worrying about anyway. So... I think my end of turn for 5 damage will kill both, because that has negative 120 armor, so they should take like 11, 12 damage, whatever. So... I think I'm good with just kind of passing, right? I might as well play that so I don't get the negative effect if I'm not going to be doing anything anyway. This enemy will perform regular attacks. Tends to normal attack and buff. Okay. And I think you're now stun immune, but you're also vulnerable. In order to hurt this enemy, you need to destroy the trees that protect it. I did that. So they only have 100 barrier and 1 HP. So they have like 100 shields, more or less. So I do have... let's see. No, I lost the buff because of the end of turn effect. I don't like this hand. I can try to redraw. I think I'll try redrawing. Like I could do that. Yeah, because that could that's probably gonna one-shot you. Let's see what that does. Achievement unlocked, the second Guardian. Fight's not over though. So, I can block 2 attacks, or I can stun. They would basically mean the same thing, so I'm going to take the same damage whether I stun that or I block. I could try to draw that trap though and see if I can get that. So, let me, because that only costs 1. Let me block once. See if I get that other card. Nope. Okay then. So, I'm going to take some damage. I still have 2 health potions, so I should be fine, and I also have some armor. Okay. They do a lot. I'm not drawing my trap though. So I could play that and have that played twice and get 2 energy, which will be only a positive 1, which, I mean, that's overall negative because this already gives me +1, so that doesn't make sense. There's no way to redraw though. I can double up my bonus. This is bad. I don't have a way to stop their damage. Like, that's a lot of damage, actually. Let's hope I survive. There's a good chance I'll die in the near future. So, I guess I'll do that, and that. Reduce their armor somewhat. Ooh. Okay. I finally draw you. Where were you like 2 turns ago? That's damage, but it's not enough damage. 4 attacks. I'm gonna die this turn. I think even if I had that, I still think that's gonna be too much damage. I got 2 blocks. Oh, it reduces it on the spot. Okay, so that's adjusted numbers. Yikes. That's still, yeah, that's still because, yeah, 14 to 16, 14. Yeah, that's 28 damage to something is still too much. So just block what I can. They are both vulnerable. Reduce their armor by 25. Oh, that would have been awesome if I drew that big attack card this turn instead of last turn. I did get a trap back though. Reposition. Okay, wait. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. If I play the trap first, I can still reposition and have a chance to draw both Refresh and the big attack card. It's asking for a lot, probably, but... They're stunned. Oh, wait, they're stunned? Oh, because they attacked and did damage. So, they didn't get stunned, because I blocked their damage. So, that leads me to believe they have to actually do damage for them to get stunned. So, I'm actually only taking this damage, which is still... too much. And I can't just block it because it's 4 of them. So I'm gonna trap. I'm gonna reposition. I can stun. I think that's my best shot right now. I have 1 block, right? Or I have a trap. Yeah, because 20 damage. Even if it's at the top end, 20, that's a lot. Alright, I'll just stun it. Again, where were you last turn? Where were both of you last turn? So... this is not gonna work out, I think. Even if I did this, and then this, and then this, I don't know. If I double that, this is 55, so this is the better one to double. But it'll take a quarter off, though, too. So am I better off just doubling that, then? I think I am. I think I still die, though. The problem is I still die. Because I don't have enough mana to account for all that. Well, energy. I can block this. And then try to kill you? Optimistic? I do have this flute, I just remembered. Berserker Potion. Would that be enough? If I combine that with that, even with that, I mean, even if I take 25% off, that's still 175% extra damage on this. So, nearly tripling it, but I still would die to an attack. So what if I drink that, attack, and then block? I think I live another turn. this turn. Actually, that'll still be active too. Is that enough damage to kill? Because the cleave damage, I don't know. If it's 175%, hold on, math time. So it's not quite. So I'm looking at the bottom end. So like it's not quite 150. So I'll say like 140. 140, and then 20% of that is like 30. Not quite, like 25. It's somewhere between 25 and 30, I think. So that'll deal. Actually, I'll probably try to kill you and then leave the rest for you. And then I could do. That. That's not enough. That's not enough to live. If I do double though. That's enough to kill, and then I can block. Okay. Maybe it's enough to kill. That's the problem. I have no. Well, no. I can finish off with this if I have to. Wait, is that enough though? Actually, that might be enough. Okay, so if this were able to kill it by itself, I mean, I'd have to get on the top end, unfortunately. Well, no, it has minus 27%. I think even on the bottom end, that's still enough. No, it's not quite enough. I have to get a little lucky. I have to get a little lucky. Because I don't want to use this. I want to use that on that. Oh, actually, it doesn't even matter. Because even if I use that to cleave and then I just do that, that should be enough to kill, right? I think I'm overthinking this. Oh, can I pull this out? Come on. FinalDanashi, you can do it. I believe in you. Let's see. So, if I were to do another 100%, that's not going to double the 99. That's going to go up to like 150. 20% of that is like 30. So if I did 30 to you, you'd be at 109. And then I'd have to depend on that getting decent hits. The guaranteed way is I skull crack that and I use the special ability if the skull crack doesn't kill. Oh, actually no, because if it does 30, that means it's gonna take an extra like 7-8 damage. So it'll be at 100, and even at 80. I think it does work. I think it does work. I'm gonna go for it. Let's go for it. Come on, let's go for it, right? Next ability. Okay. So 143 to 214. So you're dead. I take out the one with the most health, and then the one with the least health, I finish off with that. Well, actually, I gotta account for the fact I'm gonna take off 25% here. Alright, there's the real damage. I think this is enough. As long as I don't get unlucky, it's enough. Well, actually, even if I do, because I got minus 30% armor. Minus 30 armor. Whew! If that sounded bad because of the RTX stuff, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting I have that. I did turn it down more, but I think it'll still sound off. Still, though. Whew, okay. There we go. Oh no, I ran out of... I use that. I can't believe I survived. That was insane. Okay. So I got weird stones and I got some gold. Good stuff. I got all that stuff. That's all the currency I have. I got a candle. I bought these off merchants or something. I don't know why I would need them, but I just bought them just in case.
Before your dead enemy even hits the ground, you hear a familiar voice behind you. As you turn, you see the goat.
Oh, this one was a piece of work. We had high hopes for him. Too bad it ended like that. But 2 down, 2 to go. I'd say you're doing pretty well for a newborn. And just like before, another path opened in your village. Also, getting rid of these things gives me some space to help you out. Interested?
What things? So, as a reward, I can take a passive, or I can remove a card from my deck. For deck building, removing cards is powerful because it makes it more likely you draw the things you actually want. So if you have weak cards that you don't want to see, that's good. But I like the passives more because the deck size so far isn't too big. I don't have an issue drawing what I want most of the time. Although that last battle, that's that might be up for debate. But for the most part, I think passives that are, even if it's just beginning of the combat, they usually are powerful enough to warrant picking the passive. At the start of combat, gain 20 barrier. So I'll get an extra 20 HP every combat. That's really good. Because I do have a problem with healing. Like I have no potions. I'm at like 20 health. I'm on the verge of death here. If you have 2 or less, if I can read. If you have played 2 or less cards on the turn, next turn gain 1 energy. That goes completely against how I'm playing right now with my current class and build. At the start of every turn, reduce armor of all enemies by 5. That's nice synergy based on what I already have. You know, every hit reduces armor. This will reduce armor further. But I could use something that makes me a little tankier. So, you know, I do have like this armor 25, and now I can get barrier 20 at the start of every combat. You know, because I think I have enough damage. I think it's really my tankiness is what I need to worry about right now. So, alright, so I can either keep roaming around, which I learned the first area closed off once I returned to the village. So if I want to do anything in this area, I have to do it now. But I'm really low on HP, and I have no healing. So, just gonna go home. By the way, I think this is the statue that I was referring to, like the beginning of the story. Like, for some reason, it wards the monsters. By the way, that reminds me. The game, for some reason, uses like the King Arthur lore. I mentioned this yesterday. Obviously, they probably chose that because it fit well, and the King Arthur story is in the public domain now, so you don't have to worry about paying anybody. So for any developer that doesn't have much resources, that's nice to be able to borrow from that. I think, though, they have enough here to where I almost would say they probably would have been better off just creating their own mythos and just not worrying about the King Arthur and Merlin stuff, because you don't see them as far as I'm concerned. I haven't seen them yet. And all you do is hear vague references once or twice in the beginning, and the rest of it is like, whatever. Like, they could have just had anybody. Like, I don't think King Arthur or Merlin adds to this game at all. It's just like, oh, I've heard about them before. Those are legends I've heard before. This is their, like, twist on it. It's like I think you could have just made your own. Do I still have this plugged in? I do. That's not doing anything. They could have just made their own characters for the mages or the kings or whatever, and it would have been the same. I don't think they needed that. Alright, so I unlocked the candle maker. Okay.
Ah, good to see you. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you. This place right here is where I fill the molds. You're welcome to come by here at any time. But over there...
The candlemaker points to a greasy, thick curtain shrouding the deeper parts of the house.
That's where the secret part of the process takes place. Do not go in there. Understand? Never. Under any circumstances.
So, when I met the candle maker the first time, I think I was going through the second area, actually. There was a rumor, like, oh, you met them, and then the narrator tells you there's a rumor, like a grisly rumor or whatever, that the weird candles are made out of humans or something. Like, the process involves humans. And this candle maker mentioned when I invited them to the village, saying, you know what, I would like that because I'm using up all my candles out in this weirdness, and I have none to spare. And it would also make it easier. It would also make it easier to get supply. And then the last part, it mentions, the last thing the candle maker said kind of makes you feel uneasy and regret for inviting them for that reason. Now they're playing into that a little bit here. I don't know. It's still like a rumor. It's like, I don't know if that's actually the material for the candles, like if it's actually humans, or if it's just something else completely and they're just messing with you. I don't know yet. So, oh, map-related upgrade. Well, let's talk first. Why?
Because the process is complicated. And weird candles are fragile. A whole batch can be ruined in the blink of an eye. I don't want anyone, and I mean anyone, wandering around in that room.
Okay, well, how do you make them then?
I know where you're going with this question.
Oh, he knows.
I think I use human remains to make my candles. Bollocks.
He steps towards you, arms wide open.
Don't know who told you such ridiculous things. But next time, I promise I'll...
After some abundant cursing, he sighs and calms down.
To make a candle, you need fat. And a few other things you just don't need to know about. But
Okay.
mostly it's fat. Now, tell me, when did you last see a well-nourished human? These hands are the only human component I need. My hands and my skill. It's enough to use one's brain for a second to understand this.
Trust increased, okay. So, I guess, what's your
know
story?
what? Prove that you treat my craft seriously. Then we'll talk.
Alright, so I don't have enough trust to get to that part.
I won't ask much of you. I just need you to walk through the weirdness and burn as many candles as you possibly can. And then, bring back whatever's left of them. I'll be able to recycle at least some of the materials into new candles.
Okay.
Maybe even better candles. It's too bad that most people who use them never come back.
Yeah, that could be an issue. Alright. So, that's the... Oh, excuse me, I think that's this resource right here. So that's like the permanent upgrade stuff about this game that makes it like, that's popular with roguelikes that have been coming out like Hades and such. There are permanent upgrades you can get, and that's... Oh, there it is, Towel. Yep, C4. That's just what you get for whenever candles start burning out. So, I can buy more. Increase the number of one candle you start with each run with. Currently, I start with 5. I need 25, so I need a lot more. Increase the number of word counts you get after defeating each boss. Okay. I currently can buy 1. How many... Does it tell me? I don't... Is that my stock or their stock? I think that's their stock. I don't think that's my stock. These are map upgrades. Increase saving power and milestones. Okay. Reveal all NPCs in the map. Reveal all look. Is that just for this run, or is that forever? That seems too good to be forever. I don't know. I don't know if I trust that. Okay. So there was a blacksmith also I rescued on the first part.
Don't even think about bringing other blacksmiths here with you. This village is mine. We are dead serious when it comes to competition.
Okay, fine. This person had their backstory was before the weirdness took over. They were commissioned to help an army that coming through, but for some reason something went wrong. The army's blacksmith accused him of treason. They didn't kill him, but they exiled him. He had to leave his beloved behind, whose name is Silence. Apparently she's a mute. Said if I ever find her, bring her back so they can reunite. So there's a quest with that. He sells the Runestones I showed earlier that you can socket into weapons and armor. I don't know if I have... No, I don't. Yeah. So, not much there. I think I need to talk to... So there's a bunch of different villagers I still have to find and upgrade my village with. Okay. So I can increase +1 in stock. I think that is my stock. So I did upgrade this once and increase how much HP I get. Pick a quest card for your eternity. Unlock. Oh, so you can add cards if you unlock that. Okay. So I guess I'll buy a potion. 1. Oh, that's my indicator. That's their stock. Got it. Okay. So I can increase how many they can sell at a time. I think I will do that. That's an easy upgrade. There we go. That Lost Soul was the first person I talked to. They said, I don't know what's going on. I was just told to point you in that direction. That's all they are. This is the third area. And, yeah, that was the second area. That was the first area. So, let me see if I can... Let's see what this updated with. The third guy is supposed to be more difficult than ones you've met already. By now you know that you need to trade carefully. Die never will mean you have to slay the other 2 guardians again because the paths don't stay open for too long. The camera doesn't want to share more of a story until you bring him enough talent upgrading ability. Okay, so this is the part where I'm probably going to finally die because this is still my first run. And that's all the healing I had. So, let's see what happens. I also am pretty much out of weird candles. I don't know if that spot is something. Milestone is good. I usually just boost the range. It makes it so that any area around the milestone doesn't actually take up or burn your weird candle because you're not actually in the weird because this milestone actually gets rid of it. It repels it. I can actually gain a weird candle. Or receive a random bonus, either healing, boost damage, or boost armor. I'll just,
Flickering light
yeah.
of the weird candle combines with the milestone's faint radiance. The surrounding darkness is pushed even further back.
So the little range there obviously just boosted to much more. I don't know. Sizable knight. That's the enemy. That's the knight. Why don't you just kill? Never mind. So I guess I'll see if I can talk to this knight. Maybe they'll join my team. Not entirely sure. Ooh, first turn Skullcracker. All right then. Do I have? I do have Broad Reach as well. Okay, and Double Pain. This is a good. This is a good turn. This is a very good turn. I got my 20 barrier, so let's do this. All right. Double Pain and let's see. Pain in the Wheel Candle. So I think I just take out one of you. Yeah. And then I can still attack with this. And then I can still attack with that. And then you should die to my end of turn effect. What was that, 5 damage? Yeah, 5 damage plus you have 9 is 12 armor and you're vulnerable. I think you'll die to my end of turn ability. I hope. I don't think I can kill you with anything, so I'll just block and move on. We'll see what happens. Oh, you get your attack in first. Whew, that was still a lot of damage. Yeah, I can see myself dying soon. Alright, next ability does 100% damage. Do I want to try redrawing my hand? Yeah, maybe. They get a trap. So I should still live. I think I can kill you. Oh, these are random, so. Alright, 2 out of the 3. Can I kill? No, I won't be able to kill you. Still, you're vulnerable, so it's a good time to activate it. And you'll stun yourself because you're going to hit me, so. Now you're stunned, I get a free... Oh, I might just use that. And... Alright, so I took significant damage, but I got out of that fight at least. Wow, a lot of experience, actually. Fist of Stone. 1 hit for 3% damage. Reduce armors by 25 until end of combat. Cost 2. Deal 4 hits to random enemies. Gain 1 block this turn and 1 block next turn. I do need some more defense. Obviously, my offense is doing okay. I need more defensive. I did actually get a passive this level too, so thank you. Start every combat with 2 additional energy. My opening turn. Considering how low my HP is, my opening turn needs to be as good as possible. Unused blocks last for an additional turn. That's actually pretty good. Whenever you play 2 or less cards in a turn, your first hit the next turn deals 4. Again, that's not really my style. My style right now is to play a lot of cards. And... Oh, this is only at the start of combat, but that could really make my opening hand extremely powerful. Like, this is good. Like, I could just throw blocks out there, and if they don't get used, that's fine. And that could be better against bosses. Like, this is probably better against smaller enemy types, but against bosses, this is better. But I don't know if I'll make it to the next boss. And my opening turn is already pretty good. So I think I'll pick the blocking expert. Again, more defense, maybe. Alright, sizable knight, what you got?
As you journey through the forest, you
Giant.
hear a peculiar sound. It's like claws or teeth raking against metal, mingled with what sounds like the whine of a dog. Instead of a dog, a mighty knight approaches. He's mighty in every sense of the word, especially in size.
You. I haven't smelled you before. I am hungry. So hungry. Do you taste good? Can I eat you?
No. It seems well-mannered overall, was polite. I guess I'll be polite back. I gently refuse not to be eaten.
I understand. Though it's strange, every creature in my path agrees to be eaten.
Really?
Perhaps you crossed them as well and saved some meat for me. Something to spare for such an occasion, like our meeting here.
Do I have food? I'm not entirely sure I have food. I have a severed foot. Does that count? I guess I have a red mushroom. I don't know. What counts as food?
The knight looks at you impatiently.
No, I actually need the item that's called meat. I don't have any of this. I've never even seen it yet, so...
How rude of you.
How rude.
And I'm hungry. Really, really, really hungry.
His voice becomes a growl. His knightly features fade as he shifts into an enormous, grotesque creature. Suddenly he's stinking, huge and drooling. Perhaps offending this noble creature wasn't the best idea.
I didn't offend in any sense other than I just literally didn't have anything. Preparing for a special attack in 3 turns, it looks like. You don't have the thing I want randomly? You're rude. Sorry, I guess. My bad. So, I can double block. Oh, unfortunately I didn't get any of my really big hitting attacks here. Well, rapid attack. Okay, I'll do that. Try to reduce their armor at least somewhat. So... I could double block. I think I'm gonna need to. Because I got 2 attacks coming. So that's for next turn. So I got 2 blocks this turn. And I guess I'll focus on you for now. There we go. Ooh, there's my... See, if you were in my opening hand, this would be way... That would have been way better. So that's gonna gain a lot of damage. I have 1 block from last turn. I do have my trap though. Oh, the trap is really good to play though, but I don't have enough energy for both that and my trap. Cause Skullcracker's huge damage, like, and this one's still vulnerable. Oh, but that's a lot of damage. Although I am blocking one of them. Man, maybe that's not so bad then. Ooh, yeah, I think it was worth it. Actually, yeah, I can kill you now. And then I block that attack, I take no damage. Perfect. Can I stun you? I'm immune to stun. No. Too bad. I better get blocks ready, I guess, because I think I can block... Right? Yeah, blocking experts. Unused blocks are good for another turn. So, how do I do that exactly? If I stun you and then I block, that'll be good for my next turn. I guess let me see with this. I guess I get another little extra attack in. Reduce their armor. Oh my god! Thankfully that's only like 1 hit. Okay, so I need 3 blocks worth. Oh, I have my... Oh, perfect, I have a trap too. So I'll just go ahead and play that. Actually, yeah, I'll just... Block. Block. I think that kind of wastes the trap because it doesn't stun them now, but whatever. Slight miscalculation there, it's okay. Another 3 turns. Good. Okay, so I just have to worry about you. You're only gonna... I still have 1 block left, right? So you're already dealt with in that regard. So yeah, just rapid attack. Skull crack. So I can play that. Refreshing breeze. Skull crack. Ultimate. Kill that one. And then I just have the big guy left. Can't be stunned. Trap is useless, so... I could have blocked, actually. Just 1 attack. That's actually not... That's actually pretty easy to deal with. So... Yeah, it was really just your ads that were the problem, huh? Okay, so this is probably an easy fight from this point on. Now watch the next time. He has like something that says like 10 attacks or something. I'm like, no, stop it. I can't play both of those. I can play this and that though. And then I can play that. Yeah, I guess. Get rid of the armor, play it twice, and then keep going. Let's see. Still waiting on you, so I guess rapid attacks. I think I'll wait to see. I'll use my ability to get plus 100% damage. Yeah, I'll use that first. 800 damage. My god. 2 levels. That's the first time I've seen 2 levels. Wow. That really went my way. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. Offer 5 HP. Nah. I don't have room to offer HP right now. Next turn, increase your damage by 100%. That could be useful. You know, build it up. Because there are some times where it's like, I can kind of build up for a nice attack next turn. Deal 1 hit for 100% damage. Reduce the enemy's armor by 10 to end the combat. That's similar to other things I have, but that's more controllable. Again, I already have enough armor reducing effects, so I think I go with meditation. Oh yeah, I did double level. Oh, a 0 cost card. Deal 1 hit for 75% damage, but it's free. And block the next hit of a chosen enemy. So you can control your blocks. That's actually nice. Increase damage by 10% to the end of combat. 10%. It's like the whole combat, sure, but only 10%? Still, though, because the deck recycles itself, if I see that over and over and I just keep popping it, that can mean a lot. A target block, though. Okay, I'll do that one. Whenever you use your ultimate with 10 or more charge, reduce the enemy's armor by 100 until the end of combat. Excuse me. What? Oh, this is your mastery, that's why. Ultimate, okay, so that's why this is going to be really powerful. This is a mastery level up. Ultimate ability consumes only 50% of current charges. Also insane. Whenever you kill an enemy with your ultimate ability, heal 10% of your max HP. Healing. Oh, but that's only on kill, not on hit. I was thinking that was on hit for a second. Okay, I was going to say that's... Don't get me wrong. Any healing is good, but only on kill is kind of like, come on. But still, my max HP right now is 120. So every time I kill somebody with my ultimate, that means 12 HP heal. Which I have, like, no other source of healing, so something's better than nothing. I don't know, though. Right now, I'm kind of thinking this one or that one. This is okay. I could keep, I could use it more often, which is nice. But reducing that armor by 100 is... Again, that means they take 100% more damage just based on this alone, and I'm already reducing their armor. What I would love to know is does this mean if I go to use it, does that armor debuff kick in right away, or is that after the hit? Because if it's before the hit, absolutely insane. If it's after the hit, still good, but not as insane. Oh, the healing though. I think I go with this. I think I go with the just insane damage. Well, okay then. A shimmering light. I really hope that like heals me somehow. This looks dangerous, but I mean, what else am I gonna do? It's not like I can just decide not to fight because I can't afford anything else, so. Can I sneak around you? No, I can't. Okay. Sometimes you can sneak around me. Juggernaut. If all its hits miss the enemy, it will deal 2 times more hits in the next turn. Otherwise, it will deal 2 less hit next turn. Its damage will increase with every % of health lost. Wow. Okay. This enemy will deliver more hits each turn unless it's stunned. Okay, then. Oh, I got Skullcracker. Nice. So... this... I'm not going to be able to kill either one of them. But I'm going to do a lot of damage. You... I could get really close to killing you. And I have enough blocks and traps and such to where I'm not worried about the damage. Still, I think I take you out first. Because... it says miss, but do blocks count as misses? I don't think so. I guess I'll find out. And let's see, what else? I guess I do that. So yeah, they're not even going to get past my barrier. And if I let them hit me, and I don't block anything, because if I put up a block, it's not going to count as a hit. But if I don't have the block up, they're only going to hit my barrier, which is temporary HP anyway. But they'll be stunned next turn. So I think I do that. Are you not stunned? Is it only when they do HP damage? I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I'm in a bad position. That's a lot of damage. I think I have to stun. Can I double stun? Is that a thing? Is double stunning a thing? I have no idea. I guess I'll try. Additional stuns are lost at 20. Okay, so it does something, but not entirely what I was hoping for. Actually, that will cause you to lose 100 armor. Alright, so the armor's after the hit. Also good to know. Okay, I think I'm dead. I think this is the end of the line. I can block 2. I might even be able to kill you. But that's gonna kill me. I don't think there's any way to escape that. 5 to 7, yeah, there's not even... That's not enough. And my first death! There we go.
Within the darkness, you hear
Alright,
a
what
familiar
happens?
voice.
Finally, now we can start the cycle of proper rebirth.
A different voice appears out of nowhere, and its owner is nowhere to be seen.
Be gone.
It is calm. Inhumanly calm.
Can I invite you to the table?
You see a hooded figure waiting for you by the table. A chessboard sits upon it, the game in progress. As you take the free chair, you realize the creature has no face. A white skull leers from the shadows of the hood, a human skeleton draped with robes.
I admit, I'm not used to showing up in person whenever people die. That's too much hassle with adjusting my presence to your current imaginations and whatnot. But let's say that your case is special.
Yeah, we're special. So I'm more. It's like I've already accepted that I'm probably dead or something that's akin to death. So I'm just gonna ask: are you death?
Yes. And yes to that other question, too.
Oh, they're both yes. Okay.
You're technically dead. But there are certain things that prevent you from, let's say, being properly gone. Recent events had consequences going beyond the intentions that sparked them. And now we're stuck in this unfortunate predicament because time, as you know it, is irreversibly corrupted.
That's an issue.
The past and the future are happening at the same time. All that you see is an echo of things that already happened or eventually will. Presented without inherent sense, without purpose, without any logic.
You see 4 figures on the board changing shapes into forms of beasts, and a moment later, they dissolve into dust.
You must slay the Guardians and keep slaying them until you reach the source, conjuring them out of the weirdness. Their deaths will make you stronger. This will lead you to your destination.
So not quite 2 full bars of something. I don't know. Each run can be lost, but part of the accumulated power is transformed into new possibilities for upcoming runs. I gained that much experience, I killed that many enemies, I completed that many objectives, and unlocked that many journal entries. As such, I gained, like I said, about, I guess, 4 of these, and whatever one of these are, which I guess will be explained to me soon, hopefully. This was on difficulty 1. Again, whatever that means. Rewards that were unlocked. These cards and passes will be available over the course of your runs. Cosmetic items are added to your wardrobe, accessible via the seamstress. I haven't met the seamstress yet, so that's something. Oh, all the cards. So, reduce the enemy's armor by 100 until end of combat. Next turn, the enemy will heal back to full HP. So if you get that early, that's good because they're already at full. But if you get that late, you better kill them that turn. Deal 1 hit for 3% damage, gain 2 blocks. Why is that called pure luck? There's nothing luck about that. There's no random aspect to this. Okay, sure. It looks okay, but it's just the name of it's weird. And Berserk. This turn gain 30 armor. Every received hit will increase your damage by 20%, 25% next turn. So yeah, just every hit. And it's only this turn you gain a 30 armor. It's not till end of combat. It's very specific. When it says until end of combat, that's when it's until end of combat. If it says this turn, that's it. That's this turn. You gotta be very careful. The wording is very specific in some instances. Sometimes it's vague. I've seen cards earlier that were vague, but in that instance, that's very specific. The more specific, the better. So it's done an okay job with most of the cards. Some of it's still ambiguous, or vague, but I think sometimes that's just unavoidable. I don't know. Maybe there's ways they can maybe highlight keywords and try to be more specific about it. This I kind of like. This is good, but it costs 3 energy. That's very expensive. Like the 2 blocks and hitting is good, but I think the Mark of Blood though, reducing that much armor. I don't know. Going berserk though, like even just but getting hit though. Usually when you're hit for a decent chunk of damage. So you're usually not. You're usually trying to avoid being hit. So I think. Oh. What? Oh, you click them and go away. I'm not actually picking cards right now. They're just telling me unlocks. Okay, right. I understand things. A new passive was unlocked. First hit in combat reduces target's armor by the amount of damage dealt until the end of combat. So that first, if it's a big hit, that's good. Okay. Vulnerable enemies also become stunned. That's also great. You also unlock... So this is my first unlocked class. So I got the Summoner. Oh, those are the... Okay, so that was the 2 cards, and the third thing must be you unlock a class. So now I have 2 more cards, or sets of cards that are getting unlocked. So draw 2 cards. The cards are reduced by 1. Deal 1 hit. Next use in the same turn deals an additional hit. Return 5. What? It can be played a limited number of times. Oh. Okay. Deal 1 hit for 40% damage. You lose 10 HP. Give and take there. So, gain 1 energy after killing a vulnerable enemy. That actually is nice. Increase damage against vulnerable enemies by 50%. Not too bad. And so, okay, so that was like the 4 sets of like cards and passives, and then the 1 class I unlocked. These are major objectives in the games, things you need to accomplish in order to unlock the ending. So, I unlocked 3 out of 7 villagers. I haven't found the true boss fight. There's a secret boss fight. Nice to know. Souls saved from corruption. So, finish all the quests given by NPCs that can be saved from corruption. You can check who was already found and saved on the next page or in your journal. I did find some NPCs where it's like, oh, these can be saved. Alright, so there's gives you quite a bit to do. I don't know what all this is. Oh, these are the different classes, probably. Yeah, because that was the class I played first. So, I unlocked this class. So, Summoner and Weird Hunter. Okay. So, again, as you can see, lots of classes. It's quite good. Rest now, warrior. You can stay here forever, go deeper into wilderness and explore its mystery. I guess just start over. I guess I could take a break, but I got plenty of time, so I'm gonna keep going. Pick a blessing for your next run. I don't need a blessing. No, I'm gonna take a blessing, thank you. So, start with 2 more weird candles. I can kind of get away without that, I think. Healing potions would be good. Max HP, I think, would also be good. I think I'll do the max HP. See how that goes. You die and it restarts. So this is the Summoner. Oh, you choose the difficulty. I didn't realize that. 50% currency gain, easy fights, basic enemies, basic bosses. 100% currency, basic fights, basic and basic bosses. Okay. Summoner charges are ultimately ready whenever they activate a minion. They can promote a selected minion by a specific number of levels depending on the number of charges they spend. Okay. So every combat with summon Golem. Golem protects ally by redirecting enemies' hits towards itself. Summon Abomination attacks all enemies on the battlefield. Worm attacks random enemies and reduces their armor. So you have like the Golem is like a nice defensive tanky character. So let me go back. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the game offers 9 classes, which is kind of insane. Even Slay the Spire was only like 3. So yeah, quite a bit you can choose from. So the Weird Hunter was this. This is the one I played. I only had access to the 1 skill. So it's easy fights, basic enemies, basic fights. Okay, that's the only difference between those 2. Oh, character creation. Okay. Well, I do want to see what Summoner's like. So I like that it lets you pick your starting passive too. So I must start with 80 normally on the Summoner, because now I have 100. Oh, I lost all my Runestones? I mean, that makes sense. I did keep these items. Oh, I forgot about the Rune Flute. Ah, that might have been able to help me. Oh well. Completely forgot. My bad. No level limits on minion promotion, but after every hit received their damage, they damage their master for every level they have. What? That doesn't sound good. We start a turn with a minions draw a random summon card. Start become a summon. Okay. So, slay the third beast. But I have to go back to the first area. Oh, by the way, that's what it looks like when you don't have a candle, which you can walk through just fine, but then things randomly happen to you. So that's the that's kind of like the give and take there. Oh, this looks way different. Like this forest was not here before, so. I think I could walk around it, but I want to try out the summoner combat, so. Minions are extensions of all Moonring classes. Each one does something different, so be sure to read the description. Gone protect its allies by redirecting every hit towards itself. Has redirect, retaliate with one hit, dealing 50% of damage received from all hits, and reduce the armor by 10. Activation, heal itself. Well, this has a lot. Order your minion to perform an action. How do you order your minion to perform an action? Promote a select a minion, activate a minion. Order your minion to... How do you order your minion to activate? Oh, I have a spell to... Okay. Got it. Got it. And they can heal themselves, so you can really... After every received hit, damage the summoner for its every level. Every next level. So I'm going to take damage based on its level. So I'm going to take 1 damage. This will be interrupted if stunned. The enemy's shape and the pulsation of his body suggest that you should be prepared for an explosive surprise. Oh. That sounds bad. I should probably, do something about that. I can summon other creatures too. Okay. Let's summon the worm. Reduce their armor. Okay. And promote it. Okay. So I need to... Oh, I had to activate it. Oh, okay. Stun an enemy if not play... I can't stun it, it's immune to stun, so there's no point in playing that. Ritual. Summon a Fae, summon a barrier. So promote a minion. And now activate it. Activate it again. Okay then. That works out just fine. It says attack everyone in the battlefield and buff. Can I kill you? I think I probably can kill you. Okay, not too bad. Offer up percent of your max HP, invoke Fae and Worm. Okay, so Blood Rush, activate all minions. Another 0 cost, activate a minion spell. I think I'll pick that one. Because I could see myself getting a lot of minions quickly. Whenever you summon a worm, increases damage by 2%. That's until end of turn, though. I'd rather have something that's more permanent. Like, this is nice. Every combat, the energy of the first sigil you play is reduced to 0. So, sigils. What card type is that? I kind of wish I could review the cards I have to kind of review this and compare it, but oh well. So, I have a lot of protection for my minions and my spells, it looks like, so I think I want this to really get some combos out there. I think. We'll see. Is there a sign over there? The marketplace. I really don't have any money, so... I found a health, though. I did find one last round. My last playthrough. It healed me for a little bit, and I wanted to drink more, and then I had enemies attack me, and after that, then I was able to heal the full. And I was like, oh, okay. Lose 50% damage. Ugh, okay, that's bad. So, I guess I'll use it. I guess I'll summon a Fae. Decrease damage of all enemies by 10%. Okay. They can buff, so... I think I will, yeah. Grant ultimate charges equal to its level. Oh, okay. Nice. So... Promote a minion by 1, promote a minion by 2, promote a minion by 3. Got it. Okay. So, yeah, I took literally just 1 damage. That's really not that bad. Attacks all enemies on the battlefield. Summon a worm. Another golem. Let's get the abomination out there. Let's promote it. And then activate it. Okay. They're gonna deal 10. Was that? Is that because my energy? Every combat the first. So that's a sigil. Okay. So you're the only one doing damage right now. So let's buff you up. Let's promote you. And let's activate. Let's activate. And I might as well barrier. I think I'll barrier you. Because I shouldn't take any damage anyway. Did you retaliate and kill them? Wow, that golem is insane. And I can summon another one. Activate all minions. I mean, why not? So this is every time I activate a minion, right? Promote a selected minion. Activate a minion. So if I activate, I can promote and then blood rush. Oh, you'll be dead anyway. Never mind. Let's just have some fun then. Wait, what are you? Huh. Okay, I didn't realize there was still something on the field. You're a little bit outnumbered. I think I would advise you to leave, but I don't think you will. So... Easy enough. I really actually enjoying the gameplay of the Necromancer, or the Summoner. Summoner, that's a different thing. I'm gonna double activate. I guess I'll drink a little bit.
You immediately feel refreshed. However, you feel a strange chill running down your spine like an icy finger. It might not be safe to stay here any longer.
So last time I took a risk, enemy encounter happened and I healed to full. But I'm at full, so There's no point in doing that just for the health reasons, but it is combat, it is experience, and if I heal the full after, it's like no risk to get experience, which is actually a good thing. What are you? A shaman. This enemy will spawn totems to buff its allies. Attacks everyone in the battlefield. Reduce damage to all enemies by 100% this turn. If not played, reduce the cost. I mean, they're doing 10. It's not a lot. So, yeah. Not gonna worry about it too much. So, worms attack random enemies to reduce their armor. So, let's power you up. And then activate. And then activate. There we go. Yeah, it's only going to heal itself. Does it redirect from everything? Yeah, it does. And the worm. Okay. Interrupted by stun. Oh, this got... That is a golem, right? So I'll have 2 golems? That's insane. I really... okay. Okay, then. So let's get another golem on the field. So now I have 2 healing protectors. And let's activate... Oh, they activated a totem. This increases the damage of all allies at the start of each turn. Let's activate an abomination. Let's promote... I think I want to promote the abomination because there's a lot of AoE going on right now. Took care of the totem, did decent damage to the shaman. This is looking good. So, still getting redirected damage and a full health golem, which is good. Activate all minions. I might do that. What do I need? I need 7. I need 4 just to promote it by 1. So I think I'll just do that. I'll promote you by 1. And then I'll promote you again. And then I'll activate all minions. And then I'll activate you. And GG. Wow, this class is really powerful. The other class is powerful in its own way, but this is powerful in other ways. Like defensively, it has both defense and offensiveness, and that's pretty good. The other one was more like about the offense. It was hard to keep its health up. I mean, I did okay though. I still killed 2 bosses on my first run, so it's definitely not a bad class. Sacrifice a minion, promote all other minions. That actually could be good because I am able to promote or summon a lot of minions. At the end of turn, the minion gains 10 barrier. At the end of each turn, the minion. It's just all minions, right? Summon a Fae at level 3. Only 4 minions can be present in the battlefield at a time. Oh, there is a limit. Okay. Sacrifice a minion, promote all other minions. I mean... I think the minions gaining 10 berry every turn, though. I think that's really good.
As the waters heal you again, the spring runs dry.
Yep, on your health. So yeah, experience, all that stuff, full health, no risk. That was pretty good. Cursed healer. Alright, what do you got? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to unlocking other classes too. Like, this is really addicting. I can even start this off right now. Reduce armor volume at 25 until end of combat. If not played next turn, draw 2 more cards. Let's just reduce their armor. That's really good. I like that. A sentinel and healing. I don't have anything to summon. In that case, I guess I'll just activate you in order to get charges. There, I can get a worm out. I can get a Fey out. And activate you for more charges. And it's just gaining barrier, so it's like a infinite tank situation. I can only have 4 minions, so I'm already at max. So we're gonna increase your damage. I think I'm gonna go ahead and activate you again. So I need, yeah, 9 to promote by 3. Okay. I can activate all minions, though. So if I activate you, gives me my 2 charges. Promote you. And then... Whee! Whew. Man, alright. Let's go. This is insane. Necromancers, or summoners, I keep trying to call it necromancer. For some odd reason. I don't know why. These aren't dead, but, you know. Still. Reduce armor until... Another one? Yeah, sure. Reduce the armor more, why not? Promote you again, why not? Let's, promote you again. Is there a max to that? Is there a maximum to how much I can be promoted? I don't think so. I think it just keeps going. I think it's absolutely insane. So let's keep. I'm gonna activate you actually. You're getting big. Can I see you from like? No, I can't see you from the front, but you can see that's nasty looking. Another promotion. Yeah, why not? Let's just keep promoting, please. Alright, so yeah, just activate now. Oh my god. How much health do you have? 60? Let's see that go away in an instant. Oh my god. Alright, this class may be broken.
Godless healing. Godless healing.
Godless healing. Okay. Reduce enemy damage 50% for 2 turns. Escape from combat doesn't work during legendary story encounters. Okay, so potions. I'll take a potion. Ancient Gravestones. I came across that once before. We'll see if it's the same thing again. Oh, I can get another golem. Okay. And barrier. So, do you redirect from the other golem? I'm not entirely sure which one takes priority. I guess I might as well activate. I guess I must not click on the golem correctly. It said invalid, but it should have been valid. I'm not going to increase their damage because they don't have damage. Alright, so you're the priority. If not, next turn gain... Okay, so that costs energy, so I'm not going to worry about it. At the end of each turn, the minion gains... Okay. Oh, it is a specific minion. Okay, well, since you're the priority, it seems like, give it to you. Worm? So Abomination's AoE, and you're just single target. Or random target? Random target. I think the worm is going to be better here. And then, let's go ahead and activate. Oh, I could use the barrier. I didn't think I had any energy left. Whoops. Oh well, it's probably fine. So, yeah, I have 3 minions. I can have 1 more. Did I have 3 last time or 4 last time? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, promotion. 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 Activate you so I can speed up the promotion. Oh, the retaliation. Oh my god, they do have damage. I forgot. I don't know if that would actually increase. If I increase their damage after the retaliation would work. Redirect retaliate with one hit, dealing 50% of damage received from all hits and reduced armor. Okay. I think I need to heal it a little bit. I don't know why. So... What happens if I promote you exactly? +1 ultimate charge on activation. Oh, okay. I'm gonna promote you. I'm gonna barrier you. And I'm gonna activate you again. And then I'll activate you to heal yourself. And then I can promote. That's just so satisfying. To promote them by 3 and see them get that much bigger. So, promote again. Power up, please. And, activate. And activate. Nasty. What's this? Stun an enemy if not played, gain 10 barrier. I don't think that's gonna matter. So, activate all minions. Go ahead. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna matter. Well, I am running them over. Promote and activate all minions. Promote and activate all minions. Wow. Okay. I was gonna say, don't I already have that? And then I realized it included promoting. Okay. Place redirect effect on an enemy for 2 turns. Read a damage dealt to target allies will be transferred to the target. Damage dealt to target allies will be transferred to the target. So my golem, which redirects damage to itself, can then redirect damage to an enemy. At the start of each turn, a minion heals 50% of its mission HP. Seriously, I can get a healing invincible tank rolling. I think I have to, right? I think I have to. If you only have one minion like promoted at the start of each turn. So early on, I can have the golem get some early promotions in. After somebody activates summon minion. That's okay. That's okay. I kind of like that. Every time a minion is promoted, increase your damage by 2. That, I don't think is going to do much. I'm not really doing anything. It's my minions that are doing the damage. I think that right there is... That's the good stuff. Oh, I got ruined. Nice. Weapon slot, increase your damage. The first turn count gain 75 armor. Both of those are useless. Because I don't do damage. And my golem takes all my damage from me. But if I have armor, does that redirect less damage to it? I guess it could still be useful for that, so... For now, I'll do that. It's only for the first turn of combat, though. But still, that could be something.
The cemetery is not a place you should linger, especially this close to the weirdness.
So yeah, last time, I roamed in the grave area, and was like... I kept going and going. I was like, what's going to happen? Come on. What you got? And they rewarded me at the end for my bravery. A little bit. Not much. Let's see if that's kind of like the same deal here.
It certainly isn't an honorable thing to do. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Who cares for honor when survival is at stake?
Oh, it was different. So I just got things. Okay. Increase damage for 1 turn. Fully charge your ultimate ability. Oversaturated runestone. Wait a minute. It said runestone. Oh, it is just... Okay. It is just a one-time use thing. Got it. I do have to be careful with my health, because my health does get hit by the golem. And that doesn't regenerate after combat, so I do have to be careful with that. I do see a milestone here. I'm going to activate that to help with the weirdness issue.
As the flickering light of the weird candle combines with the milestone's faint radiance, the surrounding darkness is pushed even further back.
So yeah, that small radius, boom, it goes out a lot more, which is nice. Is that the... That's the guardian of this area. Who are you hiding? The Pied Piper. I saw them before. I wonder what happens if I meet them a second time. I don't think I could get in close enough, so I think I have to deal with this enemy. So yeah, maybe increasing their damage is good, because I don't know the retaliate. No, because it says retaliate does a specific percentage of damage. I still don't think it would do anything. I don't think, anyway. Well, let me summon a barrier on myself. That'll protect me from my golem. I'll promote the golem, which now just gained a little bit of HP. Is that all it does? More healing, possibly? It's not much of a promotion, but whatever. Well, I can activate it just to get some charges, even though the healing itself doesn't do anything. It still gets ultimate built up. Still only redirected 2 damage to me. After summoner hit for its every level. Well, let's give you a barrier. Summon a Fae is good. Promote the Fae, and then activate it. I think I need 9 exactly for 3 levels. Yeah. The golem's so good. At the start of each turn, the minion heals 50% of its missing HP. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. And then activate you. It is sapping some of my health again. So, get another barrier on myself. Blood Rush? Blood Rush? I think Blood Rush. So... that's at 36. This is random, right? 2 hits to random enemies. No, I can't. I don't think I can kill that one. So I'll activate you. Yeah, because that'll charge on my ultimate. Oh, that barrier saved me a lot of HP. So I can promote, activate. I can promote, activate, activate. Let's go ahead. Oh, you're still alive. Wow, that's impressive. The retaliation was enough. I did take some damage. There's something going on. No. Okay. Alright, Pied Piper. This is the second time we're meeting. You got something new for me? Meet them again, non-agreement ingredients. No one's insanity won't let him see his children for what they truly are. Monsters twisted by the weirdness. Yeah, he had the flute, which gave me. And now I can do that once per combat. I keep forgetting about it. But, yeah, with summon rats, it's like, those are my children. Again, borrowing kind of from the mythos there. Can you teach me any of their songs? So if I give that back...
I can!
definitely.
Okay, so I can... My flute will now have a different ability. Everyone deals maximum damage. Increase everyone's damage. Reduce all enemies' armor. Everyone deals... I think it's everyone's deal... Yeah, that's a typo. I should see everyone deals maximum damage. I only really have... like a couple things that do that. But if I have them both out, I mean, I activate it. That could be devastating. Reduce all enemies' armor. I think that might be better, actually. Because maximum damage is just like you take out the range. But this could be a multiplier. This is a multiplier effect, which... Although, increase... I think I'll do the armor. Reduce all enemies' armor by 34 this turn. Can be used once per combat. Okay. Interesting. What's on this side? Obviously, that's the boss. Seeking Traveler. Actually, I think I was looking for you because the witch wanted me to find you. Alright, what you got? This enemy will spawn illusions. This enemy becomes strong whenever he hits, suffers. Oh, let's do that right away. Let's summon an abomination. That's good. Summon a barrier on myself. And let's activate. Promotion. Yeah, let's get that going. Let's promote you. Barrier myself. And activate. Because that AoE is going to be nice to take out your illusions, and that's going to suck for you. Gain 20% damage this turn. If not played, next turn gain 5 armor. Eh, whatever. Another damage one. So I can power you up. I think the promotion's permanent, though. Oh, actually, I think that's also permanent. So what's 2 HP damage? If I can... There we go. So this is actually more powerful. So, do that. And then activate you. Hunter's Marks. Oh, I have Hunter's Marks? Or you have Hunter's Marks? Oh, you apply Hunter's Marks specifically. Oh, okay. Okay. I gotta say my other character had that, but that was my main character. Alright, Faye. We're gonna promote. I'm gonna activate you. I'm gonna activate you. So I want to get rid of that minion. That Faye is really good. Okay, so now I think I just keep promoting you. I think I'll just activate everybody. Actually, I think I'll promote. And then I'll activate everybody. Really close, really close. So this should do it. Wow. Summoner. My god. Reduce all armor of enemies by 10. Increase max HP by 30. Items are automatically equipped to your combat slots, but if you want to change these items, you'll need to change them manually in your inventory. Thank you. I guess I'll put that in my weapon, since I want to keep this in my armor since the weapon slot's useless. Reduce armor of all enemies by 10. Yeah, why not?
He's just a lost soul, wandering between clouds of weirdness with a fading weird candle in his hand. His eyes light up when he sees you, You notice that he is not actually looking at you. He's looking at your candle.
Thank gods. Mine's almost out. Do you have more? Please. If you don't help me, I'm done for.
So, I think this is the person the witch wanted me to help. I don't think that's the right... Yeah, Seeking Traveler. So, the witch told you to help the Seeking Traveler. By helping him, she meant for you to lead him to his breaking point, convince him, and then convince him to continue. This seems cruel, yet she seems to know what and why she's doing. So, I don't think I'm going to give him a candle. I don't think. I think the answer is don't give him a candle, but convince him to keep going.
I have to find them. They're somewhere. I know it. I can feel it. And I need to be there. To be by their side. Now.
You're being very vague. What are you talking about? Okay, like I said, I'm going to refuse.
He's so shocked he can barely speak.
But I have to find them. Don't you understand? I promised them I'd come back. It can't end like this. You have to help me.
Oh, that's it. Okay. The journal page is just I probably met the NPC. So I think if I see them again... Oh, a seamstress. I think that's a new villager. I can sneak this in.
A long veil made of rags, leaves, and scraps of fur, held together with a snow-white thread. Then you notice a woman with a gaunt face and greying hair. She's busy sewing more scraps of random material to the end of the veil. Her fingers flash so fast you can barely see them. When she stops sewing and raises her eyes to meet your gaze, a chilling truth is revealed. The weirdness transformed the tips of her fingers into long, sharp needles.
Yeah, it did.
Do you need any sewing? I can take care of garments, body or soul. They're all the same anyway.
Ask her to sew your body? I mean, it is healing, I guess. I mean, what's the difference between that and stitching? Who are you first?
Me? Oh, there's nothing to say, really. I'm Neith, a seamstress. In my past life, I used to make gowns, cloaks, and garments, mostly for women in noble knights. Now I've been... improved.
She looks briefly at her needle-like fingers.
And after that, my clientele changed. Currently, I'm making sheets for my protector. And let all mother be my witness. She's a demanding customer.
Trust increase. Your protector. I'm actually going to click that and I'll be right back.
She smiles mysteriously.
Well, you probably wouldn't like her very much. But she keeps me safe. She's very protective. But it seems she's about to go into labor soon. She forgot to bring me food and kept pushing me to sew more and more. I'm exhausted, to be honest.
Okay. Yep, it looks like it's back on. Alright, where were we? So, I heard the part where her protector is going into labor. So, that's what I was looking for. You want to come back to the village?
You can see she's surprised by your offer.
Oh, you'll have to wait a moment. I have a commission to finish first.
You stand and watch as she finishes the long veil. The last piece she adds is the fur of a feral cat, still dripping with blood.
Really?
The seamstress then folds the veil into a neat square and places it on the rock.
Here, I think she'll like it.
She shudders.
I really hope she does. Now, let's go and see this village of yours.
Nice. Okay, another villager found. So I'll just skip that fight because I want to see what's over here. I don't know if that was intended. As I was saying, I don't know. I don't think that's intended to be able to skip fights like that. But I mean, if it lets me, I'm gonna do it.
As the flickering light of the...
Yeah. Boost the protection. Perfect. Are you armed wanderer? Let's see if I can do this again.
He holds
I can!
one weapon
Yes.
in his hand and has one weapon on his back. This strikes you as a bit excessive, unless he's a traveling weaponsmith. The blood covering his leather jerkin is not his own. It seems he can take care of himself.
Before you get any stupid ideas, I used to be a master at arms at Halfway. Trained many young warriors there.
Another villager, maybe?
If you've gold to spare, I could teach you a thing or two.
Are you gonna be a villager or? Oh, okay. I can just get new stuff from you. I can forget a skill. Learn a new skill, get 1 out of 3 advanced cards, or forget a skill, remove 1 card. Why is this one free? I'm surprised that one's free. It sounded like you wanted to charge me. Each hit from the enemy permanently reduces... Each hit from the minion permanently reduces enemy's armor by 5. Okay, so something to make my minions more powerful again. Sacrifice minion permanently reduce armor of all enemies by 20. Maybe. The start of each turn the minion increases damage by 10. So the longer the fight, which is especially in boss battles, the more powerful they can get. Assuming I can keep them alive. That's the other thing. I'm going to have to keep them alive so these sigils can work their magic. Reducing the armor by 5 by each hit. This is automatic. This is I have to activate and have them hit. So I'm trying to decide which one's more powerful, because the armor, like especially on the multi-hit minion, the worm, that's insane. As long as I keep activating them. But this is automatic, and even if I don't activate them, it's going to build up and build up kind of thing. So I think that one's better. Just because of that. Just because there's no activation required. It's just automatic. And that's nice. So. Alright, there we go. Run around you. Treasure pile. Treasure guardian. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to fight you, so. Let's see what you got. Drained HP from allies gets stronger when they die and replaces them with summons. So you're the first target. Pitiful Soul claimed by Soul Harvester. The hits become stronger every hit suffers. Oh, I already got Mystical Blood. Awesome. I think I just activate these two. And then I activate you. Get some charges going. Took some hits on that though. Fury already. Nice. Okay. Oh no, wait, wrong one. Oh, it's stupid. Oh well. I was like, oh yeah, and I was thinking for some reason the worm's on the left. No, that was last battle, FinalDanashi. Your attack creature's over here. Oh, that was bad. Oh well. Minor things. 0 energy, so at least I didn't waste energy. At least there was that. So, I'm gonna keep activating you though. Oh, perfect. Activate that. I will go ahead and activate... Actually, promote. Promote, yes. Promote. And then I think activate. They look pretty cool. I wish I could see them from the front, though. It does get. It's a lot harder to see my enemy's HP and such with the summoner because I have so many creatures on the field. So increase that damage, not you. I can activate the worm. I mean, why not? Ow. Taking some damage there. So, I think... promotion? I think promotion. Promotion Bloodlust? Or Blood Rush? I don't want to take damage, though, so I think I might want to do a barrier. So I think I'll do a barrier. And then Blood Rush. Why is it not... Why do these not have HP? What's going on? Does it take... I don't know. Not entirely sure. I think I can just kill the summoner this turn. I should be able to. 19th. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it'll take a little bit more. So I can promote. I can promote. Did it activate you? It did activate you. I mean, fine, whatever. It seems like every time they're hit, their damage is reduced. So maybe that's the point of attacking them? Not entirely sure. Getting stronger and stronger. You need to die. You need to die. So... activate. And then promote. And then activate. I mean, still. The redirect is really kicking in too. Okay, I think they're gonna die this turn. So yeah, just Blood Rush. Sure, I activate the right one. Okay. There we go. Achievement unlocked, Treasure Guardian. I think that was my first Treasure Guardian I killed too. They were definitely a little bit more powerful. You earn blood by killing enemies. Currency used to buy permanent upgrades at the Seamstress. Oh, okay, so now I unlocked gathering that. Okay. Another Fury could be nice. Create 0 barrier. 10 barrier for every minion currently in combat. Okay, so if I have the maximum amount, I can be 40 barrier. This turn, all enemies lose 50 armor and 50 damage. Okay. I think the barrier is good because I definitely need more defensive for my summoner. So I can last longer. So I think I'm going to go with that. This would be good and that would be okay, but I think ultimately I need more defensive. I need more defenses to keep my character going. Alright, what do we got here?
You found what was protected by this beast. A stash of gold
Not
and
bad.
jewelry. When you filled your pockets up to the brim with gold, 3 ethereal chests materialize in front of you. Bringing your hand towards one of them causes the others to shimmer and blur.
Yeah, pick one. You'll get 2 damage. You'll get 30 max HP. So it'll go up to 130. Unlock a new combat slot for items. Oh. So I could have more items available. And that's permanent, I think. I mean, this will be nice for this run, but this will be good forever, I think. Pretty sure that's just going to be permanent. Because I used to only be able to have 4 items available to use during combat. I keep forgetting I have that flute. I need to start using that. Remember, I have that every turn. So now, yeah, that's good. That's very good. Okay, I think I'm ready. What are you? I think that's an easy fight. I think I'll take that fight. I think after this I'll deal with the boss too. After. Stun an enemy if not play, gain 10 barrier. I want the 10 barrier, thank you. Give you that. Summon a worm. Promote the worm. And let's activate the worm. That's actually nice that it redirects all damage. That means it's not going to suffer hits, and this is only going to take the damage, which is awesome. So, that actually works out. So, let's get a Fae out. Let's ritual you. Barrier myself. Activate. Alright, so still weak attacks. Oh, Fury, there we go. On the correct minion. Oh, the minion heals 50% missing. Yeah, go for it. And Abomination. I mean, it can be okay. I think I'd rather have another Fae out, though. So I can, when I get this, I can really pump up my ultimate. So, yeah. And then promote. And then activate. This is... I really like this class. Gain 30 barrier. That's insane. It's not even max potential. I could still get 10 more if I had another minion out there. Absolutely bonkers. Stun random enemy if not play, gain 5 barrier. It costs 1, so I'm not gonna bother. So I think I'm just gonna activate. I'm just gonna start killing, I think. Yeah, I was pretty sure I was just gonna kill him. Nice, okay. Give me more blood, please. More blood for the blood god. Oh, there was somebody here.
The sound of clattering
Who are you?
rocks disturbs the ubiquitous silence. Approaching the end of a path, you come upon a child playing with some oddly
Hey,
shaped
Alpha Omega Gamers, how you doing?
I'm Futhark. I'm waiting here for my mother. She's been gone for a while now. Or maybe she's going to leave soon? I have a lot of these stones, and while I wait, I play. Do you want some stones so you can play while you wait too?
Take 3 random common, take 1 specific common, take 1 random rare. You know, I'm a sucker for rarity. So the rarer the item, I take 1 random over 1 specific. So I'll take a random rare runestone, please. Motherless child. Cracked os. That's it. That's nothing else from you. Okay. Nice meeting you. Heal for 1% of your max HP after killing an enemy. Heal for 5% after every combat 1. So, I think I'm going to put that there so I can get consistent healing after each combat. Yeah, that's good. I'm good with that. I think it's Guardian time. I'm doing, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I started out today with homemade biscuits and gravy, so I'm doing great. Made from scratch too, it was awesome. My wife's an amazing cook. How's your weekend going? Have you played this at all, by the way? I don't know if you showed up because you're looking at the game and you're kind of wondering, or if you've played it and you're looking at what I'm doing. So, what brings you in? Let's see, what do we got for you as a boss? Veronica Sullivan. This enemy casts powerful buffs to inspire his allies and deal heavy attack whenever his companion dies. Cast barriers and redirects damage from the whole group. This enemy is the main damage dealer in the group. I was looking at the game to buy. I'll tell you, I saw this on the specials list, and the thing that caught my eye was the reviews. The reviews of the game, everybody was like, this is actually really good. This is, like, people were like, man, people are sleeping on this game. This is good stuff. And it's like, and then somebody said, if you like Slay the Spire and you like the atmosphere of Darkest Dungeon, I mean, you'll like this. And it's like, really? Because I played Slay the Spire, and that was a good time. So all that caught my attention. I gave it a shot, and I was like, this is good. I like this so far. I just unlocked the Summoner class, and I'm playing with that, and so far it's like, wow, this is insane. I'm gonna increase I'm gonna give that Fury, get 10% every turn, activated or not. Thank you. Barrier myself, and yeah, let's activate you. I'll tell you what, though, it's addicting. Like, you start getting into it, and very quickly you're like, yeah, let's keep going. What you got? Like, it doesn't take much. Get the Fae out. Let's gain. Oh, I need the ritual, or the sigil that gives my golem barrier. I might have to activate you so you heal. I can activate all of them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna activate all of them. Get a heal off, get a damage off, get some charges, activate you for more charges. There we go. No, my golem! Okay, another golem, please. There's the thing I was looking for. Activate you, promote you. Thankfully I didn't have any sigils, so... Whew, that was a lot of damage. Oh wow, that's gonna be insane. This is gonna be tough. I don't know if they'll survive this turn. How do I do this exactly? What happens if I promote my golem? More healing, more health. Possibly more armor. I can't... Oh, there we go. Alright, so I think... I'm gonna try boosting it. I'm gonna try barrier, if I can get... Come on. Targeting can be a little wonky. And I'm gonna activate. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. There we go. Okay, let's see if you survive this turn. So yeah, I would say the strongest part of this game, again, if you like Slay the Spire and deck building and strategy, Good stuff. The animations of the combat itself is kind of like the weakest aspect, but, you know, it's an indie game. So if you focus on the strategy of it and all that stuff, like, that's where it's at. I've seen so much and so little so far. I've only seen 2 out of, like, what, 9 classes or something, maybe more. Absolutely nuts. Intends to debuff, intends to... So small attack, so you'll survive this turn. So let's buff you up, I think. So let's increase your damage. Let's promote. I think I'm going to promote you. And then I think I'm going to barrier... No, I'm going to arcane shield. Yeah, definitely arcane shield. And then I'm going to activate you. Because the Fae will give me ultimate charges, which will give me more promotion. Okay. Can you play against other players, or is it a single-player game? Actually, that's a good question. Let me double-check the Steam page. I don't think it's multiplayer, but I don't want to say for certain. I haven't seen anything that suggests multiplayer. So... But yes, you are correct. The game's on sale for 20% off.
Do you want to know how to survive?
Which normally, again, the game's only 20 anyway, so now it's down to 16. Single player. Yeah, as I thought, it looks like it's only single player. So that you're definitely just focused on single player. I don't know if it intends, if the developers intend to release a multiplayer aspect, because they do have. Let me see. They have something here. Oh, Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon was... Is that from the same developer? Oh, it does look like it. Okay, so they intend to release another game. Interesting. Okay, so it's like a multi-part story. Anyway, what was I looking at? Gamer ADD. Let's see, all updates. Very first major patch after launch. Nice. There's going to be weekly events, blah, blah, blah. Endless misery, endless power. So they add a lot of replayability to the game just with some of the stuff there. I don't know. I don't think I see anything that suggests a multiplayer. Yeah, from everything I'm seeing, I wouldn't expect multiplayer. So, I could be wrong. It could be added later. So, thanks. Oh yeah, no problem. So yeah, I don't expect multiplayer to be added. I could be wrong. Again, they could maybe add that down the line, but it doesn't look like it's built for that, so... I don't think Slay the Spire was multiplayer either. I think that was single player only. So let's see, how much damage? We have a lot of damage coming in. What is going on with you? Knock it off. Like 100 damage just from that one. Okay. Barrier. I think you're gonna need I think I'm gonna need some barrier. I think you're gonna need some barrier. And we're gonna activate you. And I'm going to activate you. Make sure you're at full. And then I could promote it. More HP. I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, bigger golem. I'll take more damage as a result, I think. After every received hit, damage is summoned for its every level. So I'll take more damage, but I think in order to have it survive, I think I have to do that. I don't know, that was... Whew! Man, I took a lot of damage for that. I think I needed to, but still, it was like, ugh. Okay, 30 barrier. Alright, so weak attack coming. So yeah, boss fights, Summoner starts to weaken up a little bit. Regular fights, it's kind of OP. Boss fights, it starts to get a little bit of have a problem here. I think I'm going to promote. I'm going to promote you. I think I'm going to Arcane Shield myself. And then I'm going to activate. There we go. Alright, what do we got now? Big AoE attack. Are you gonna you're not gonna survive that. Can I stun you at all? No, you're just not gonna survive. There's no way. Okay, well I just have to accept that, I guess. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna activate. Promote. And then I think promote one more time. And then activate all minions. And this is gonna hurt. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my protection's gone. I need to get another golem somehow. So, how am I going to do this? There's only a weak attack coming, so but it's for 6 against everything. So I'm going to activate you. And I'm going to promote you. And then what do I have left? I got some barriers. And then I'll activate your attack. Okay. Hopefully I get a golem next turn. Golem, 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 golem. No golem. Okay. Alright, so that's not too bad. There's only 2 attacks coming. Although I have minus 50 armor now. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna promote you. Activate. I think I'm gonna barrier you. I'm gonna promote. Activate. Cross my fingers, hope it's okay. Ah, man, I went in thinking I was overpowered and everything, and that boss fight took me out hard. My first run, I beat 2 bosses. This run, the first boss did me in. Oh well. Roguelikes, what can you expect? You tried. I tried. Alright, what do I got? I unlocked another class. Okay. I unlocked these cards to unlock during the runs. Do some XP, HP of all enemies by 25%. Sacrifice a minion, heal enemies to full. That would have been nice to sacrifice to keep my golem alive, actually. Activate, select a minion 0 times, 1 activation for each minion currently in combat. That would have been insane, too. So every time, whatever run you're playing with, the class, at the end of the run, the class unlocks more powerful cards, so the next run you have a better chance with that class. And then the game even tells you this is your overall progress to unlock the ending of the game. So 4 out of 7 for villagers. I didn't fight the true boss fight, and I haven't saved anybody yet. So I've got some work to do. And this is the summoner. The first class is the weird hunter, and I found those passives. I saw these mysteries or something. Oh, the masteries, not mysteries. I can't read. I don't know why I read mysteries there. Trying to quickly read. Not a good idea. So, that was fun. You can stay here forever, go deeper into the weirdness. Let's go deeper, please. Pick a blessing for your next run. Start with 200 wealth. Max, I can't get enough health, though. But 200 wealth. I'll stick with max HP, I think. So what's the Sentinel? Base HP 60, which this one has base HP 100, this one has base HP 80. So this has the lowest base HP. I'll start with 80 because I'll have the plus 20. Focus on shooting as many arrows as they can. Their weak statistics can be greatly buffed with thoughtful preparation. Sentinels collect energy from used arrows to unleash later as their ultimate. Whenever you play an arrow, your phantom will attack the same target, dealing one additional hit for 50% damage. I'll give it a shot. Why not? Always track your HP. It's a good idea to know when exactly you're going to die. Alright, where's the seamstress?
She
I'll talk
looks
to
at
them.
the expanding village with a critical eye.
You did a good job gathering all those pieces together. But we need to do more before they become a real village. We need to join them, but I've yet to find the right thread.
How long have I been streaming? Do you mean today or overall? Because today, I've been going for 2 hours and 50 minutes, which is actually... I've got about roughly 10 minutes left today. Overall, I had a short run a few years ago, but I had to stop because something was going on. So I had to take a break, and then I started up again. What's it been? I think I started... what exactly? I think it was towards the end of... Actually, I don't remember. I want to say it's been almost a year since I restarted. I want to say almost a year. I don't think it's been quite a year. I think it's almost been a year. But I started with weekends only, but now I've increased it to Tuesday and Thursday as well. Unless something comes up and I have to not do that. But, that's, life is always throwing you curveballs. But most of the time, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So... And typically, right now, my schedule is Thursday, Saturday is Neo 2. I've been having a good time with that. Sunday is usually, today is Multiplayer Sunday. Obviously, not a multiplayer game. But I just got this, and my multiplayer game is Hunt Showdown. But that has a major update coming on Wednesday, so I figured that I'm fine with holding that off till next week anyway. Tuesday is kind of open. I'm thinking even maybe making this my Tuesday game. Because I'm having a good time with this. So you did a good job. We need to do more. Upgrade my abilities. Talk. Let's talk. Who's your protector?
Well, the last time I saw her, she was really big, clearly ready to give birth. She's probably hunting for food now. It's not easy to feed that many children. Don't worry, she's not dangerous. She's just a poor woman with a special relationship with the weirdness. And she's a mother after all. She won't turn to violence unless her children are threatened. And I just finished this cloth. It would be really comforting for her to have it. Can I count on you to get it to her?
1 bloodstained cloth. I'll try. If I see a pregnant woman walking around in the weirdness somewhere, yeah, I'll throw her that. Sure, why not? Nice, welcome back then. Good luck with you. Thank you very much. The way I look at it is, I've been playing video games my entire life. I'm gonna do this one way or the other. It's just whether I do it off camera or on camera, you know what I mean? So it's like, well, I might have to do it on camera. That's the way I look at it. So, and thanks for the follow, I saw that. I appreciate that. You are the first person, actually, to where I have since set up the follower alerts, and I've gotten it to work, because I had some issues before with other programs. With this one, you're the first person to follow, and I saw that work, and I'm very glad to see that it works. So you're the first person to activate that, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Upgrade your abilities. Oh, what do I need to upgrade with? Oh, so the blood I gather is so I can... Gotcha. So yeah, there's a lot of permanent upgrades to make your runs better and better. So it obviously, just like any other roguelike, it expects you to die, but you're gonna be able to upgrade to the point to where it's gonna start getting easier and easier. Well, that's just character creation. Okay. Is that all you got? Unlock new options. Upgrades. Remove curses. I can be cursed? I haven't heard about this. What are you talking about with curses? Why do you have this? Get a random passive skill. That's going to be good as soon as I unlock that. I'm going to unlock that ASAP. Alright, so I already know what the Candlemaker does, and they want Talos, but I need more Talos. Blacksmith, I need more rune dust, so I'm just going to go back to the first area. It's much brighter out. Like, this is a different daytime. I like the randomness of the daytime and the areas. Completely different area, too. That is awesome. Nice, no worries. One tallow. Alright, I need more blood, so if you could spare some blood, please, thank you. Arrow bag, draw 2 arrows. Alright, what is your ultimate exactly here? Deal 0 hits for 1 to 3 damage. Each ultimate charge equals 1 hit. Play any arrow or spirit arrow card to gain a charge. Okay. Gain 10 armor, gain barrier equal to 100% of your armor. You're gonna attack sometime later. Quiver allows you to offer your energy and or ultimate charges to draw more arrow cards. Oh, so I need 1 energy and 3 ultimate charges. Yep, so I can't play that. I need ultimate charges. Gotcha. Draw 2 arrows, though. That must be a card. Like, that's an arrow? Oh, specifically draw... These are arrows. So that's the card type is arrows. Got it. I think I got it. Okay. Draw the Shadow Shark card ability. Deal 1 damage, reduce it. Returns to your hand every turn. So you always get that. Okay. Multi-shot random enemies for plus 25% damage. Maneuver. A card that has many states. It flips to another state after being played. What's the other state? Wait, where'd it go? I want to see the other state. So 2 out of 2. Multi-shot. Random enemies for... Oh, so it gets more powerful. So I'll have to draw it again, but... Alright. Nice. Gain 10 armor this turn. Gain barrier equal to armor. So, the armor is temporary, but the barrier should be permanent. Reduce... Oh, so weird cards. I don't think you were here when I explained this earlier. The weirdness will sometimes throw a card at you, and it can have usually a positive effect for using it, but it can have a positive or negative effect if you don't use it. So, draw 1 more card and increase its cost by 1 next turn. It's kind of positive in there. It's kind of a mixed bag there. Reduce enemy armor for 25 this turn. It looks like I should be able to do some damage, so I'll go ahead and use that. So now they have minus 35 armor, which means they're going to take plus 35% damage. Draw 2 cards, shot. Okay, the cost is 0. What is this thing over here? And increase its armor by 50. I'm not going to do that because it's not attacking this turn. Okay. Who are you? Is that Phantom? Okay, maybe this is it. Whenever you play an arrow, your Phantom will attack the same target, dealing 1 additional hit for 3 to 5. Oh, so they come in and do a little bit extra for you. Okay, okay. So now I just play this, I guess. Gain some barrier. Oh no, the barrier goes away as well. Oh, that's unfortunate. 10s attack everyone on the field and buff. So now... Okay. Now I can probably use... Of course, I don't have him in my hand this turn. Bow draw. Gain 25% damage for 3 turns. That's nice. So I can do that. So is that every time I hit? Whenever you play an arrow. No, I have to play an arrow card. I guess... Yeah, I guess I'll gain a damage buff here. Shoot. Okay, yeah, that works. Blood, please, thank you. 1 hit for 200% damage, 1 hit for 100% damage, and gain 15 barrier. Nice. 1 hit for 50% damage and draw 1 card. So this is 0, so that's nice, actually. The barrier's nice, but I think I'm going to go for that because it costs 0 and it draws. Every turn, draw 1 additional arrow. Start every combat with 2 ultimate charges. Increase phantom damage by 10%. I think I'm going to get that. The more draw... I like the drawing power aspect. I have to go have a great stream. Thanks for joining me. You too. Have a good one. So, let's see. Like I said, I like the drawing ability. I like being able to cycle through the deck as much as possible. So...
As the flick...
pack of enemies. I guess let's see what a pack looks like. And this will probably be my last battle for today anyway, but I want to see what fighting a group is like. Multi-shot random enemies with plus 50% damage. So I got a buff and that stuff. We'll create barriers. Deliver more hits each turn unless it's stunned. Okay. So... Gain 10 armor this turn, gain barrier. Gain barrier equal 100% 50%. Okay, some more barrier. Let me draw. Oh yeah, that works. And then... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so... Just keep focusing on a target. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, the barrier went away, though. Okay. Lose 25 armor for 3 turns. I don't know. Stun a chosen enemy. I guess I'll do that. Oh, you come in and attack even with that. That's on any arrow card, I guess. Yeah, let's try that. Shot of... Wow, you can... you really can cycle through with this character. I could use some barrier. Oh no, that was the other one. Oh, that was the wrong one. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of damage for that. So... Stun again. So 6 to 10. That should kill you. Because even if that first shot doesn't kill you, the phantom will kill you. Yep, there we go. Stun a chosen enemy. That should protect me, and then I just have a bunch of shots at this point. Seven times 66% damage. Okay, so the more charges, the more the damage is going to ramp up on top of increasing how many hits. Okay. Gotcha. So you're ramping up your damage again. Ah, Shot of Hope. Multi-shot random enemies. Use all arrow and spirit arrow cards in hand. What? That's insane. Are you serious? I need 2 energy for that. Oh, they only do half damage, though. Still. Okay. I guess I'll get the barrier up, since I'm going to need that. Can I kill you? Yeah, it looks like it. I need 1 more charge to get that ramped up. My barrier should, yeah, my barrier should protect me there. Okay. So now I can stun you. Actually, I should have attacked first and then stun. Oh well. Lesson learned for next time. There's no point in doing anything because I stunned, so there we go. So now it's at 100% damage. But they have armor, so I think I'll just draw. Just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. I'm starting to see the strengths of this character. Yeah, I don't have anything that actually gives me armor, so I could stun, but I kind of want to let their armor go away, so. Alright, so now this is at max. So now I just use it, right? Wow. Get wrecked. Okay. Draw 1 finishing shot. So, deal 1 hit for 200% damage. Okay. Multi-shot enemies for minus 50% attack. A card that has many states. Multi-shot enemies for 100%. Okay. I mean, a lot of my cards, though, cost 0, so it's kind of like, eh. I don't know. Deal 1 hit. So I don't know. How's that? I don't know how that's useful. Because, yeah, all these are 0. Like, it doesn't... It would just reduce their damage. Huh. I guess I want the finishing shot? Although it does draw from my charges. I think it's okay, though. I'll talk to you. Oh, the blacksmith again? I thought I already recruited you. Why are you out here again?
What am I doing here? Well...
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for resources, obviously.
Obviously.
Here, look what I found recently.
He hands you a round object filled with light. The moment you touch it, it blends into your hand, and you feel a strange power rising inside you.
Oh, armor. Nice. Okay. Well, like I said, that was my last battle. So, yeah, I'm really liking this. Great game. I think it's flying under everybody's radar. If you like Slay the Spire at all, or anything like those, any deck building game or anything like that, if you like roguelikes on top of it, I mean, this checks a lot of boxes. It's very good. And it's only opening up more and more, and I think it's worth a look. So, with that, I think we're done. So, thanks for joining me. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you later. Bye.